What is the difference between happiness and ecstasy? You ride a motorcycle, you get happiness. And you ride a Multistrada V4 S, you get ecstasy. Welcome to the review of the Multistrada V4 S, the devil's favorite son. What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video on this channel, and today we have a very pretty interesting motorcycle today. The one and only Multistrada V4 S. It's a kind of an animal. That V4 engine which comes from the Panigale V4, which has been detuned a little bit to suit the adventure and the road purpose. So I've been riding this motorcycle for almost 3 weeks by now, and every day when I ride it, I mean, this happens with every other Ducati, that when I get onto the bike, I'll say to myself that it's a Ducati, respect the ride, because Ducatis are quite unpredictable. It throws a pretty bad and it throws a pretty exponential power curve when we open the throttle, that too when it's not hot and all, because it takes a little more time to get heated to this ideal temperatures, and after that only the bike performs well. But on this one, the story is a little different. Yeah, it takes some time to heat up and then it comes to that ideal tamed performance, but this one is a little more friendly, a little more easy to ride. I have to say that it's a very big bike, but still I'll say that it's one of the easiest riding bike that I've ever ridden in this adventure segment. Yeah, maybe I'm much comfortable riding an Africa Twin in this size, but this one actually surprised me. Just with the fact that it's a big motorcycle, I'm pretty comfortable riding this motorcycle. So let's see the design first. So you look at the beak, man. I mean, every other time I see this kind of a view, I can just sit and take a popcorn and just keep looking at this motorcycle, because that beak, that eyes, that windshield, everything is a piece of engineering. And you see there is a radar over here, so this is the one and only one which has showcased the radar system on a motorcycle. So I'll talk about that a little later, like what it does and all. And we have a very sleek looking indicator over here. Yeah, look at that, the neatly integrated indicators. And Italians are really good in making a motorcycle beautiful, and this one is not actually the same paint scheme that you see. So the Multistrada V4 S don't come with this paint scheme, but the V4 RS comes in this paint scheme. The V4 RS is actually a 180 bhp, this one is 170 bhp, so it's a wrap, that's why it is looking like this, and it's absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful big motorcycle, truly very much in love with the motorcycle. I mean, you see that this rider actually sits there and put a lot of lean angle to your body, and it's almost like a sports bike with an adventure skin. That's what I'll say. It's a longer bike and you get that feel that you are riding a very, very big bike. You see that it's a beautiful, marvelously engineered V4 engine. So this is a Gran Turismo engine compared to the other Desmo CDC engine. So if you are new to these terms, Desmo CDC, you might have heard it. People call it as Desmo out of their love, and out of their hate also they call it Desmo, because there's a service called Desmo service which has been done once in 1,000 for the Desmo CDC engine. So that's a major service when it comes to Ducatis. So during that service, the wall clearance is done and all shim replacements, everything. It's a major service and it costs a lot, and that's the reason why Ducati owners hate or getting afraid with this Desmo service. But you know, this is an altogether newly engineered engine which is called the Gran Turismo, and the major service is actually in 60,000 kilometers. So those who buy this motorcycle actually will tend to keep a little more than any other Ducatis. So there it is a fully engineered V4, and it can actually act like a 2-cylinder as well. So it has cylinder deactivation. That means when you are actually riding in slower speeds, the motorcycle actually shuts off the 2 cylinders behind, so that there is not too much heat coming to the rider's body. And also Ducati say that it has an advantage in the mileage aspects as well, but I don't know, when you are rolling in the first gear and going in the slower speeds, I don't think that you will get a better mileage. But yes, it has cylinder deactivation, which is again a very good thing, because it acts like a 600cc 2-cylinder, and later when you open it, it's a later class V4 engine and you get that thing. And we have a very comfortable seat here. So this one is a lowered seat height variant, so you can actually adjust the seat a little lower. By the way, the motorcycle is actually 840 mm of seat height. That means anything above 800 will be a little task for a guy who's 5'5", that means a short guy. So this one has a lower seat height, and also this comes with adjustable suspension, and you can actually adjust the suspension to your tone. Like if you want to have a lower seat height, you can have that as well. Like the suspension comes down, and there you can see a beautiful looking exhaust. It's not just looks good, it sounds good as well. Such a sweet engine. By the way, it's a keyless motorcycle, so I have the key in my pocket. So sweet sounding motorcycle. And towards the tail, like, I have no words. Every other angle this motorcycle looks so good. So let's look at the dash and the things. I think I have a lot of things to talk on this motorcycle. So if you just look at the mirror, there is a little bit of an indicator over here which actually works based on the radar. So there is one more radar over here which helps in identifying the motorcycles or the vehicles on your blind spot. So if there is a vehicle over here, actually this indicator will get on. It shows you that there is some vehicle on your right side on your blind spot. And looking at the console, let's turn it on first. Look at that. It's a beautiful looking console. I really love the layout of Ducati because it looks sporty and it looks very neat, and it packs in a lot of information. If I start walking through all the information on this one, it'll take at least 1 hour for me to walk all the things. So it has everything. So let me just walk you through the most important things on this motorcycle. So here we have a high beam and the low beam switch. By the way, it comes with an automatic headlight setup. That means when the motorcycle is on and when you're running from day to night, the motorcycle's headlight turns on by itself, and you can adjust the high beam here. And here we have the caution lamp, and this is cruise control buttons. And again, there's a riding mode switch here. So basically we get to see the riding modes here. So yeah, enduro, urban, sport, touring. So I generally go with the sport. So you can adjust your traction control, so you can adjust your quick shifter. So it comes with an up and down quick shifter, and I have to say that this is one of the sleekest, smoothest quick shifter that I have experienced on a Ducati. So traction control is fully adjustable, ABS settings are fully adjustable, wheelie control is fully adjustable. I mean, everything is basically fully adjustable. And here we have a wonderful switch. So this is a suspension adjustment. So you can click on this and you can set whether it's a rider plus baggage. So yeah, rider plus baggage, rider plus passenger, rider, passenger, baggage, and auto leveling. Auto leveling means it does by its own, like it just sends the weight on the motorcycle and just sends the road and it adjusts by itself. So let me just put it on the rider alone so that I get the most right feedback. And also if I long press this comes down. So there is a, so you see the touring over there, right? So I'm gonna long press this button and it shows a minimum over there. And also I'm having a planted foot almost, so it is decreasing the seat height by almost 10 mm. And once you start riding and you cross 100 km/h mark, it comes back to its normal position. Like whatever riding mode you are, the suspension actually comes back to the proper setting. So, and also I forgot to mention, it comes with cornering headlights. You see that there is a small bulb over there, that's actually cornering headlights. So I feel out of all the motorcycle that I've ridden and all the motorcycle which I've seen in adventure segment in 2024, I feel that this is the pinnacle of it because it is loaded with features. It is loaded heavily with features. So let's go for the ride and talk rest of the things. So we are back on highway, so let's pull it hard. Okay, the motorcycle is in sport mode. It's so crazy that actually we forget the fact that this is actually a adventure motorcycle. It feels like I'm riding a super sport. Obviously this is actually a derived engine from the Panigale V4, and the engine is actually so sweet. I'm extremely comfortable riding this engine in any terrain because you know always the fact that pulls down people from a V4 engine is that some people tell that it's a scary engine, the V4. Yes, of course it's a scary engine, I admit that. But the good part with this motorcycle is that it has this cylinder deactivation which doesn't scares you when you are in lower speeds. When you are actually in bumper to bumper traffic, it's actually very, very tame. And when you want that power, open it, you'll get it. You'll get it instantly, no throttle lag. So it does a 200 in no time, and it can do a top speed of 250. I did almost 240 with no time. Like it just pulls like that. The bottom end torque is good, mid reps are good, it gives a very nice feel over there, and the top end is also good. And also I actually went to Kerala to pick this motorcycle and come back, so I had multiple experience riding this motorcycle in all kind of scenarios. So I was riding in a highway where it was a little bit of small traffic, and I mean most of the people will relate to this, that Oh my god, open road. Yeah, I mean almost everyone actually relate to this, that when we ride on the road we actually will have an imaginary line in our mind which we'll be taking on the road. So this is like when we ride this motorcycle, I feel like every other vehicle on the road is actually stationary. This has a lot of power that instantly when you think it, you can actually take that turn, you can plan it like that. So when I was riding in a little congested highway, I wasn't feeling tired, I wasn't feeling irritated. Like this is just predictable, and it didn't feel that it is too powerful as well. It is well tamed. Once after reaching Bangalore, I actually went with a couple of my friends for a small ride, and I was actually riding with the ZX10R, the Busa's S1000RR. And to be honest, I'll say that this motorcycle actually gave a little bit of competition to the S1000RR. I don't say that it was competing or it will beat it and all, but in the initial this was giving a good competition with the S1000RR, and with the 10R this is actually a bit capable to compete with, because if you have turns and all, this can corner well. So the cornering confidence is really well, and at times I was actually gapping Busa. I have no hates to that motorcycle. In fact, I love the Hayabusa a lot, but when it comes to twisty roads, Hayabusa actually feels a little heavier, but this one actually takes it so easy that this can gap a lot of later class motorcycles, especially on the corners. So the riding confidence is too good, and actually I sit on this motorcycle with a very good view, a very good confident riding stance, because I'm very relaxed. The wider handlebar gives a feel that my chest is completely open, and this has a wind pocket which covers everything. The wind is not at all hitting my face, it is actually going above the helmet. Also this windshield is actually adjustable. This V4 engine is so practical that for a mad guy it makes sense. That's how I'll tell that, because it's not for a saner mind. It's definitely not for a saner mind. You can go for inline 4 or you can go for a triple, but this one is a different animal altogether. The character of this engine is so good compared to the 1260 Enduro which I've ridden a year back. The difference is like day and night. I feel so confident, I feel so planted, and I feel so sporty riding this motorcycle, and I feel so connected riding with this motorcycle. And that's about the engine. And this motorcycle has a lot of electronic aids, the safety aids, which helps this motorcycle ride in a very good manner. There are two radars actually, one in the front and one in the back. So the front radar is for the cruise control, the adaptive cruise control. Let me just explain it to you. So I'll put it on to the 5th gear. So I'm setting the cruise control to 95 km/h, and actually we are approaching that lorry in front of us. So let's see what will happen. Will the bike apply the brake by itself? Yes, it is reducing the speed. You see that it is reducing again. So let me come to this lane, and it accelerates by itself. You see that? This is called adaptive cruise control, and this has been done with the help of this radar in the front. And actually I'm approaching another vehicle. So I come to this lane, it accelerates by itself. So it's a very good feature, but the thing is our Indian roads are not so safe to ride with cruise control. And one another feature is that you look at this mirror, just blinks, because this car was on my blind spot some time ago, and that's the reason why it blinked. So I don't have to really have a shoulder check all the time. Actually I can look at the mirror and it will give the indication that whether there is any vehicles in my blind spot. So let me explain it to you once again. So there is a car coming from east, so my right indicator is on, my vicinity indicator is on. So that's how it works. So the safety is top notch. I feel like this feature should be there in every other motorcycle, and it's actually very expensive to have a radar installed on a motorcycle. So that's another thing. And the braking is so good, because the braking is predictable, it is sharp, it is exponential, it has got a good vibe, and the suspension is also next level. As I mentioned, it comes with fully adjustable suspension. You can actually set the weight on the motorcycle to your liking, whether you're by yourself or you're riding with a pillion or with the luggage, and set it to auto. There is an open road. It does all these speeds effortlessly. And another thing is, it's so refined. That's one reason why I feel that it is effortless in doing high speeds on this motorcycle. By the way, this motorcycle is actually on road for 33.6 lakh in Kerala, by the way. So it's a little onto a higher price tag, but somebody who loves this kind of a motorcycle, or the KTM 290 or the 1390s, will definitely appreciate the fact that each money put on this motorcycle is a value. I mean, it's all personal preference, you know. You can buy a ZX-10R, or you can even buy an S1000RR and have fun on that motorcycle, but having a fun on this kind of a comfortable motorcycle is a different story. So I really don't want to make a statement that the 33.6 price tag is a value for money or not, or anything. But if you are enjoying this video, you enjoy the video. If you're gonna buy this motorcycle, all the best. You have a great taste, sir. And the mileage is something which scares me a lot on this motorcycle, especially while cruising with a BMW 1250, because this one shows a tank range of 330. This actually was returning me a mileage of something like 8 to 10. Obviously I was ringing out the throttle. Again, there's an open road, I don't want to take it actually. Let's come back to the point. So I was getting something like 8 to 10 kilometer per liter at times as the mileage, and the owner of this motorcycle was actually getting up to 16 kilometer per liter. So the thing is, the tank range is very less compared to the 1250 GS. You might have to take stops frequently even though you don't want to take it, and running cost is a little less. So as I mentioned, this is not the Desmo Cidici series of engine. This is the Gran Turismo engine, which does the main service in 60,000 kilometers, and the service interval is like once in 2 years or in 15,000 kilometers, and it will cost you something like 10 to 15,000 rupees. So it's not too bad to maintain this motorcycle, except the fact that if you're riding it hard, then the mileage is a concern. Otherwise, not an issue. I really don't say that mileage is a concern, the tank range is a concern. I don't mind riding a motorcycle which has a mileage of 10 kilometer per liter, but if I had to stop it very frequently, that's the problem. And also a big thanks to the owner of this motorcycle, my friend Wandering Mellow, because he's the one actually who gave me the Panigale V4 for a test ride a long time back, and that's one video you would have already seen. And you see the connection. That was the first Panigale V4 in Kerala, and he has to upgrade to something else, and obviously, and it will be very difficult to satisfy that kind of an owner. Those who ride an 899 or 959 or the Panigale V4s, it is little difficult to get satisfied on an adventure motorcycle. So hence the Multistrada V4. And also there is one update, that this motorcycle is actually on sale. So if you are interested, you can get in touch with this Instagram handle, which is Club Moto. They are actually superbike resellers, so you can get in touch with them. They are trusted people, so through them you can work out your deal. So once again, happy to showcase a motorcycle to you, and I hope this video is helpful for you. And as always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.